Thanks for having me. And well, maybe to start, been in the B industry, I think, for the last 15 years. Originally started in the verification space. Maybe just a quick highlight on the difference between the verification space and the consulting space is that the verification has to be independent, whereas on the consulting side, you can give advice. So the decision was made after being a technical secretary and being in the verification space for a while that I wanted to help companies. So along with fellow co-founders that we've got to Thrive, we went into the consulting space, and I think for the last 8-9 years, we've been assisting entities with their BE strategies and really enjoying the transformation initiatives that we're able to implement so far. On the BE side, it's definitely become more stringent in terms of how they're looking at real transformation and fronting risks, especially on the side of the BE commissioner. We're also finding that entities are being pressured more in terms of improving their BE level. And I think that's where we always suggest that you do engage with consultants that assist you in the best possible manner. And we've had some turbulent years. So with the turbulent years, again, as South Africans, I think the benefit is very resilient individuals, but definitely more cost watching that's going on and how the initiatives actually improve the business, which we really helping the companies with to achieve. When considering how you implement BEE, you've got to have board involvement or buy-in, as well as your top management. We then suggest that you have some sort of committee that's overseeing it before we get to the functions and the crucial part. The importance thereof is that you always have a person that's in charge of it that becomes the interface between the verification agency or your consultant. And why or where it's possible, the steering committee is so that in the discussions, you can hear what's going on in each of the different units and figure out how that fits in terms of what you've got to do from a BE perspective so that everything fits in nicely. I think just two components that are very important, and again, it's not to say the others aren't as important, they're all important, but the HR, in terms of how you deploy your skills development, are you using discretionary funding to your benefit? So just a quick highlight on discretionary funding, that's money that you get from the CETA for initiating skills development. So if your CETA actually gives you some funding towards implementing skills, and then also looking at opportunities and growth so that, again, you're creating true transformation as the years go by. Then on preferential procurement, who you buy from is also a big weighting on the scorecard. So yeah, I'd also say that that's an important component. I'd say it's important that to avoid reporting errors, that you utilize a framework. So when I say framework, starting with either a standard graduation methodology. So again, you're using something that can justify how you're splitting the different individuals. You'll also get a document called the EA9, which gives you a good high level in terms of how to distinguish between the different tiers. And I think consistency is key. So again, just how you report, unless there's some major reason for it, is to try and be as consistent as possible. Also think just to prepare in terms of how you do the BE audit. So just keep in mind that when the BE audit is done, they're going to be interviewing the individual to understand duties, roles and responsibilities. So I would definitely say roles and responsibilities become an important component in terms of how you distinguish. They also look at salary discrepancies. So between your tiers, also keep in mind how much the individuals are paid. And then the third one being reporting lines. Make sure in terms of who they're reporting to doesn't make sense on the structure as a whole on how you've captured the different levels. On the ownership, I think the first question is always to determine if an ownership deal is a requirement and would it add value in terms of who your partner is. You don't want to enter into an ownership transaction for the sake of entering an ownership transaction. Intention becomes really important. So that's part one, so that's the screening. Then in implementing a deal, it's not that you need to give your shares away for free. I think that's sometimes a misconception. You are allowed to do a transaction that has debt, again, within reason and being fair to your BE shareholder, but the code allows for a graduation target where you can still achieve points by having an unencumbered, when I say unencumbered, no debt attached to a portion of their shares over time. I'd also say that then, again, everyone must protect themselves from an ownership perspective, but the terms on an exit also need to be fair to the individual. So any clauses stating that you'll buy at a set value can be perceived again as a wrong intention. You'd want to buy at market value at that point, and you'd want to have an independent person actually assess it so that it's not, the value can't be perceived as not being fair to the BE shareholder. Part 2 was the management control. I think on the management control side, you really want to make sure that if you've got a director, that they are actually operationally involved, they understand your business. I think the board is a good component to get external experience from individuals that, yes, assist you on the scorecard, but more importantly, help your business in terms of angles you haven't looked at as yet. So if a company is found to be fronting, it's generally reported to the BE Commissioner, and the BE Commissioner can impose fines of up to 10% of revenue and implement jail time for individuals. So again, the suggestion is just stay clear from anything fronting. The intention is to, again, really look at true transformation. And I think it's, again, to really look at your structures and try and be as inclusive as possible when implementing these structures.